Hey guys, just wanted to bring you a fun little thoughtful Thursday thing here. It's one of those weird things where I like to listen to motivational videos, and I got this nice little backdrop here. It's kind of, I was watching this in my ride out, and it gets little things that get you thinking and getting your mindset right. So I'll kind of try and get that focused better. Whoa, that's bright. I'm gonna pop out of there. So just getting into the gym and get everything open up for the day. And we talk a lot about goals and how to accomplish goals and things like that. But I think one thing a lot of people forget about when it comes to their goals is really what's driving you to get to your goals. And there's a lot of times we'll ask things to people like, okay, why do you want to accomplish this? And there's usually a pretty simple reason, like, oh, I just want to be in better shape, or I just want to feel good, which there's nothing wrong with it, right? Okay, you want to lose 10 pounds. Well, why do you want to lose 10 pounds? I want to lose 10 pounds because, I'd be able to do more activities that I want to do, or things like that. And we usually kind of probe that a little bit. The flip side to that I think would be a more interesting exercise for everyone is not necessarily to think about the positive benefits, because the positive benefits are easy. A lot of people can do this. They can either regurgitate it from someone else, or make up something or say something that they think would be a good response to it, and it might not be. So what I want you guys to think about for this little thoughtful Thursday experiment here is think about what would be the worst thing that would happen if you didn't achieve your goals. So if you didn't get your goals, let's say you didn't lose that 10 pounds and, whatever, no big deal. I didn't lose 10 pounds. I'm not going to die. But then the next year you still don't lose that 10 pounds. Maybe you put a few more on, and a little bit here, a little bit there. And this happened to someone I know. He was putting on about like 7 to 10 pounds a year. It just wasn't good. And it's just one of those weird things where you just have to make sure that you're not letting things slide too much, right? So this guy, and actually there's a really cool video if you wanted to see something that was really similar to this. They did a TED Talk. It was Michael Knight. If you look up the Detroit TED Talk, Michael Knight did a really cool one. He was talking about he got the change or die speech from his doctor, basically. And pretty much what it is, the doctor, the guy that I know, sat down and talked with him about his numbers and everything. And he asked him, he said, well, these aren't looking good. You've been putting on weight at a pretty good rate and all this. He said, do you have kids? And he said, yeah, I have kids. He said, do you want to see them graduate high school? That guy dropped like 80 pounds in 3 months. He was on a medically supervised diet, so it's not something I would typically recommend for people, but 80 pounds in 3 months. Ridiculous. I mean, the guy is like, 6'5", 6'6", so he's a big dude. So it's not like he's this little person, and he had a lot of weight to lose. He looks a lot better now. He feels better. He's got a lot of energy. Stopped drinking alcohol. He's a little more patient with his kids. He's able to do more stuff with them. It's pretty cool. But one thing I wanted to kind of leave with everyone for that is that most of us aren't really committed to our goals. How often do we see people show up at the gym day in, day out, and they're constantly working at the same thing? You get the guy, like I have people that I know that they're constantly on a bulking program. They're trying to get bigger, but they never try and lose body fat, and they always stay the same. There's nothing behind their goals. They just want to get big to get big. Well, that's great until you've accumulated an extra 6-7 inches around your waist that you don't need to have, right? So there's a really cool thought that I picked up, and I think Tony Robbins got this from somewhere else too. And this is why I like to watch these motivational videos, not necessarily to pump myself up or anything, but it's more for the fact of it's a good mindset for me to get into, because it's easy to talk yourself into or out of things. But so when it comes to your goals, if you want to do something, if you want to take the bridges, I can't talk today. If you want to take the island, burn your boats. That's literally what he says. If you want to take the island, burn your fucking boats, because you will not take the island unless you have no other option. There's no retreat from it, right? You don't have to be super extreme with this stuff. I've heard of a diet. It's called the Alpo diet. Everyone knows Alpo dog food. But here's what you do. You say, I'm going to go on this diet, which most people do, whether it's clean eating, something like that. And you bet like a close friend or family member of yours that you know is going to hold you to it, that if you don't stick with the diet for the amount of time you said you were going to, that they will make you eat a can of Alpo dog food. Good diet choice. Maybe not very healthy for you, but there's something there that's a little more painful than pleasurable. And people will do more to get out of pain than they will to get into pleasure, right? How often do you hear people talk about like, oh, man, it'd be great to be rich, or it'd be great to be fit, but they don't do the things and have the habits and practice the things that fit people and rich people do. They make excuses for why they don't have that yet. So there's no excuses if you burn your boats. You can't get off the island. You're stuck. You're either going to succeed or die trying, right? I'm not saying you need to kill yourself in the gym, but what I am saying is that you should be thinking like that. Like there is literally no other option. I am this person now. And that's why it's best to create habits. So I'm going to leave you with that. Create some good habits that you know you can stick with. Don't jump on a stupid diet you know isn't sustainable. Find the one thing that you know you need to do that is going to make the biggest impact. I had a guy that used to, every January, he'd bet with someone that he'd lose more weight than him by his buddy by the end of January. All this guy didn't change his diet at all, still, and he didn't eat a lot of Oreos, but he still ate Oreos. He stopped drinking Diet Coke. That was it. He literally just stopped drinking Diet Coke, and he would lose 20 pounds by the end of January. Think about that for a minute. By drinking a soda that has 0 calories, he would lose 20 pounds in a month. I said, imagine if you kept cutting that out. He told me that Diet Coke was God's greatest gift to mankind, and he was going to keep drinking it. I said, well, that's your prerogative. He really didn't care. He just liked working out, working hard, and feeling strong. Perfect. You can't change everybody, but if you really want to change, you really want to hit your goal, you cannot half-ass it. You can't. It's simply not possible. You can't say, I'm not going to go to the gym today because my legs are a little sore from yesterday, or I got a little bit of a cold, right? Obviously, if you're dying or something like that, don't go make it up later, but you don't have to go in and go 5,000% every time you're in the gym. This isn't CrossFit, okay? It's not extreme athletic training. It's not anything stupid like that. All you need to do is show up and do something. Whether you come in and do some mobility work for 45 minutes, you're a step closer to your goal, because there is no goal that you want to accomplish that mobility does not help with in the gym, okay? If you're more mobile, you get a better range of motion. You can lift heavier weights. You can do more reps with those heavier weights, and you're going to burn more calories if you have a body fat goal. Mobility helped you. So you don't necessarily even need to come into the gym and get a super good workout. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Change your associations, change your habits, change your thought process. Stop thinking of yourself as the person that, insert old habit there, and start thinking about yourself as the person that has a replacement, like a better habit for that now, if that makes sense. So pick a better habit to replace the bad one and do that. Simple as that, all right? Don't forget, if you're going to take the island, burn your boats. We'll catch you guys next time.